Okay. Okay, we're live, I think. Can everybody hear us? We have 17 people in.
Sounds
Nice.
fine.
Hey, Bjorn. Who else we got here? Glenn, I see you're here, as always. Good to see you.
There's Matt, who's just posted a question that I very vaguely answered in the Slack.
Okay.
Just about Webflow multi-ref.
Nice. Cool. Just wait a couple of minutes, see if anybody else joins in, and then we'll get going. Do we have any Makerpad members here versus complete newbies?
Yeah, I'll get back to it.
Maybe I should open the words. See what the no-code movement is going.
Complete newbie,
Nice.
actual developer. Ooh.
Tom Caulfield, nice to see you. How are the legs after the marathon, if that's the same Tom Caulfield as I know? Bad, okay. So if anyone doesn't know Tom Caulfield, they got an awesome brand called the Tempest 2, and he's actually rode the Atlantic. If anyone wants to know a cool fact about Tom.
Shit.
And climbed El Capitan.
Whoa. With no
code, yeah, obviously. Nice, cool. Bought sign membership. I see maybe no.
Awesome.
Code. Yeah. Nice. Good to see you, Stuart. So I thought you'd just let Ben come on, just do the intro. So what we'll be talking about today, and then he can jump off, and then we can basically run through everything Makerpad related.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for jumping on. Today, sort of Tom's going to talk you through the sort of behind the scenes of Makerpad. We build a lot very quickly, so there's always like new stuff happening, and Tom will walk you through some of that today. But yeah, we build a lot of things. So Tom will go through what's on the membership and like how to navigate tutorials well, what the new profiles, what they mean, and what do they look like, how you can use them. We've got our expert network, which is like verified courses, people and agencies. We've got Makerpad for Startups, which is our sort of business to business arm. We've got our Makerpad Spotlight, where we work with the likes of Webflow, Bubble, Glide to put out awesome content and show people sort of what's possible without code. So there's lots of things going on. So we thought, yeah, it'd be great to do an intro to Makerpad and give you a sort of peek behind the scenes. So I'll let Tom take it away.
Cool. Nice one. Thank you, sir.
So
let me just
stage.
Share my screen with you. Cool. So can everybody see the Makerpad homepage? Let's just check everything's going through okay. Got it? Cool. Ben, you keeping your face down there, yeah?
I don't know how to get off. So if you want to kick me off, I can't get off.
I don't know if I can. Hold on, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Okay, Ben's gone. Cool. So first up, does anybody have any questions before I start whizzing through anything? Anything you'd like to know straight off the bat? Bearing on through this whole thing, keeping it fairly casual, you can ask any questions at any time. You can wait to the end, however you want to do it. So type away. Somebody's typing, so just wait. Where would you start? Okay, yeah, good question. Khaled, anymore? Right, so basically just to give you a bit of background if you don't know what Makerpad is. So Ben started Makerpad, and basically what we do is we teach anybody how to build and operate businesses or startups or apps without code. So this ranges from everything to like building a simple website to building a mobile app to automating like an internal workflow for a business, helping startups get the most out of their tech so they can grow like big businesses without needing multiple staff members. So we do a lot of like automation things. And now because the tools are so good, you can do all of this stuff without code, which is good because previously it was reserved for developers. So what started with things like WordPress is now Webflow and some really advanced tools. So that's cool. And yeah, all the stuff that Bjorn mentioned as well about APIs and authentication, you can do that without code now as well. So I'm just going to run through the Makerpad site, and if anything pops up that you want to know about, just stop me and ask questions. So build tools and automate work without code. Thousands of people are learning to save time and increase efficiency by automating their work. This is probably one of the biggest things that we get asked, like how can I automate a process or how can I build this? So we show people how to get started with no code, and this is a common question. This is actually something new that we've worked on recently, and this we'll have a look at this in a minute. But this is basically how can you go from building nothing to having something. So this is getting familiar with the simple tools, following some simple tutorials, upskilling, and finding out basically what works for what use case. This ranges from simple building tools and simple website building tools and mobile tools to working with APIs and data and machine learning and things like that. The actual tools we use, they kind of enable you to build things in like minutes or hours rather than weeks and months for a fraction of the cost. And we cover a lot of things like tutorials, boot camps, we do live workshops and run throughs like this. This one is obviously a free webinar, but we have ones every week for our pro members as well. This is something which we've started in probably the last couple of months. They've been really popular because we can bring in our Makerpad customers who are the founders of these tools, and they actually give like live workshops on how best to implement these tools and how you can use it and get like hands-on and see behind the scenes of a lot of stuff. So that's really good. We do a lot of live builds as well. So a recent one we did was building like a habit tracker app with Glide, and we did that live with people on a webinar. And we did do like live builds of websites and anything which we feel that the community wants. We can do that live in a similar fashion to this, so you can build along. We like to try and help people at any level. So we're doing like a lot of beginner content at the moment, and then we've got the more advanced stuff, which is potentially copying, like building a Patreon clone in with completely no code tools, including payments and subscriptions. So we're trying to cover all bases. So if you're a bit scared as to what level you're at and do you know enough or not know enough, we're kind of going to cover all of that for you, no matter if you're a beginner or pretty well versed in, or as you said, like one of the people in here is actually a developer, Bjorn. So we actually do some technical stuff as well. So working with APIs, working with data, working with machine learning tools also. Automation, like I mentioned before, is key. So we do a lot of work with Zapier, Integromat, and now Tray, which is more of an enterprise level tool. But a lot of our builds include some if this then that functionality with things like Zapier, which allows you to connect two apps together. But a lot of automation, a lot of membership sites, building a lot of marketplaces, service businesses, job boards, growth and marketing, automation. So whatever you want to do, whatever your job is, whatever you want to actually build something for, you'd have that covered within Makerpad and in some form of tutorial. Got some good case studies of no code. So no code is actually being used in the workplace as well through people like Lambda School and Crash. And then basically we do a lot of like, education on why no code and teach people like when no code works and like what the limitations are, and then when you'd have to like augment with code as well. We're actually seeing some good stuff with actually developers using no code to get 80% of the way and then augmenting with their own technical skills. So here's just like a brief overview of what we cover. We have things like user profiles. We have an expert network. So if you actually get to a stage where you're feeling confident in your skills and you can actually start getting paid for it, you can have your own profile and be listed on the Makerpad Expert Network, and people can actually come and offer you work and hire you directly through Makerpad. This is all part of the membership also. We offer boot camps. They're coming up soon. These are going to be tiered. These are going to be from a complete beginner through to advanced, maybe learning like a complete stack of no-code tools that you can go and then implement in like a business setting. We offer one-on-one support. Ethan, got a membership roughly when the boot camps drop. Ali, Ben, you can answer these questions in chat. We've got a podcast coming up. We have Makerpad Partners. We publish a series of challenges with monetary rewards attached. Tons and tons of tutorials on how you can build everything like Patreon or Airbnb or Uber or simple habit tracking apps, loads of different mobile apps. We're in the process of like categorizing these properly, so you can actually, if you want to do like a specific thing with a specific tool, you're going to have tutorials for them as well. Loads of workshops. We're doing 2 live workshops a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. GMT. We publish stories, interviews, and we've got a community within Slack as well, which I'll show you. And just some nice testimonials. These are all the tools we work with, which I'll show you now. But we work with pretty much most of the no-code tools out there, and I think we're probably leading in terms of where everyone goes to do anything without code. So if you are coming from like a business or a team point of view, we now offer what we call Makerpad for teams. So if you're looking to upskill your staff or introduce some more like fast-paced innovation, but we don't want to pull on any engineering needs, then we can actually bring a team on board and offer like multiple staff accounts, priority support, boot camps, team profile training, one-on-one, all that sort of good stuff as well. If, for instance, you want some automation doing for your business, we can then help you do that. And then you have also access to our like pre-screen no-code experts also. This is business stuff, so if you are joining in as an individual, this might not apply to you directly, but I know we have a lot of ongoing business inquiries also. The main parts of Makerpad, which I think people find really useful, is just trying to discover what tools work for what use case. So depending if you want to build like a membership site or a subscription service or a website or a mobile app, all of the tools are listed in our marketplace, and you can use our explore page as well just to discover all of our content. So we have a marketplace, which you could filter stuff by, say, you wanted to use some internal tools for your business, you could find them. If you wanted to do automated workflows, you could find the right tools for you there. And you can use the explore page to do the same, where you could find out what tools work for you, which tutorials work for you. And if you scroll all the way down, we have stories. So you could also type in something like Zapier, and then you can have the tools, the tutorials that apply to that, and then the stories that apply to that also. So if you're looking for like direct use cases or people that have actually used the tools, you can find all the relevant information. And we do have a lot of this for free, so you can actually just go onto the website and browse yourself and find a lot of this information for free without a membership. But a lot of the core like pro tutorials are then behind the membership also, so the membership gets you access to all of that, but we'll talk about that at the end. If you're a user, one nice thing that you can actually do now is have your what we call your user profile. So let's say you've been using no-code tools for a while, and you feel like you've upskilled in a few things, and you want to start maybe offering your services out, and you post some content out there about like articles or blog posts, or you're completing tutorials. Now you actually have assigned to you your own profile. So you can be listed as a pro member, you can be a certified Makerpad expert, which is going to get you work. You can have your links to your site, your Twitter account, tell everyone what your specialities are, posts, which tools you use, the tutorials that you've posted, and any tutorials completed. So this is going to be part of the boot camps as well. We're going to actually offer a full-scale education program where if you did want to get into no code and start offering out services or potentially work for Makerpad in the future, we're going to have a full-scale education program where you can work through a bunch of tutorials, upskill in a bunch of different tools, get certifications, and get recommended to businesses for work also. So you've got the potential to earn through Makerpad as well as upskilling yourself individually. Just going to pick up a question in the chat. For this topic, which similar tools work best? 2 seconds. Work best for a given application? Do you have any brief notes? I'm not sure what you mean. So we do like a number of like workshops on different tools. So we might do like a Zapier workshop one week, we might do like an Airtable one the other week, or a Webflow one, where we kind of go into all the nuances about each tool. And then if you say you wanted to find out what tutorials we have for, say, Parabola, for instance, you can open up Parabola, see the pricing, see what you can build, and then you see the tutorials for Parabola. So getting data, ranking blog posts, sentiment analysis, see if there's any available jobs, some user stories, and then any users that use Parabola as well. So we've got some really nice profile functionality opening up as well. So you have three tools do a similar thing: automation of front end, back end, which you use at different use cases. Yeah. So this is probably one of the good questions about the workshops as well. We will do like unique workshops on what will work for you. So if you're trying to build a website, why would you use, say, like Webflow over something like Sheet to Site or Table to Site or WordPress or whatever? So we do these live workshops all the time for that exact purpose. And we haven't actually got like a direct comparison function on the site yet, but what a lot of the stuff that we cover in these live workshops is going to be comparing those things. And yeah, it's actually a common question, but we do try and provide as much upfront info here as possible. So a good way to find that out would be to go to, say, like a marketplace and select mobile apps. So now you can see you've got your mobile app builders like Glide, Adalo, Universe, and Thunkable. And if you go into each one, you'll be able to see like the exact pricing. So there's a free tier, 19 a month, 99 a month. Your appropriate tutorials, which you can then watch and see if it's going to be easy to use before diving in and then building something yourself. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, in the future we'll be doing workshops similar to this, which is comparing different tools for different use cases for sure. So hopefully that answered your question, right? Perfect. In terms of you combat that building thing, you're going Glide, Bubble. Yeah, so there's a lot of nuance to different products. So some are easy, some are for intermediate, some are hard. So Glide is probably the easiest mobile builder, followed by, say, like Adalo, and then if you want to move into something more advanced as you skill up, then you move into something like Bubble. But yeah, the good thing about coming to Makerpad, you're going to have all that information available to you, from tutorials and pricing and links to stories and interviews with the users. You could find people within Makerpad itself, previous members or current members, to ask those questions too. So that's one of the good things about the pro membership, is you kind of get access direct to the community, which lives inside of Slack. If I can just show you a second. Yeah, so we have 600 members inside of the Slack channel here. Everybody's always asking questions. It's really active most days. Everyone's working on their own unique projects. We post all our challenges and stuff in there. So this is a good thing. If you've ever got any questions on what you think you should work on, then that would be the place to go. I'm not sure if I actually showed this on the right screen, actually. 2 seconds. Let me just show you briefly. There we go. Sorry, I had it off my other screen. Yeah, so this is where the core of the Makerpad action happens. This is where all of our pro members live inside of Slack. So part of the membership, which will run through everything that you get with the Makerpad Pro membership at the end. But this is probably the most valuable thing is everybody is working together on their different projects or within their different businesses on their own apps and tools and figuring out how to use things and building cool automations. What opportunities is such one tends to be busiest? It really varies. We've got obviously a lot of customers all over the world, so it just depends on time of the week. I'm not really sure what time it's busiest, but personally, I find it's always busy with people working on things. And also, we have like the forum as well. But yeah, big fan of the Slack channel, and you can learn a lot just from spending time in there, definitely. So we, apart from like tutorials, which we've got tons of, we also have a lot of other content, like no code related content on the site. We have stories. So as we now have users, we have tons of stories about how people are building mobile apps, getting started, building Airbnb for boaters, bootstrapping, how Lambda School grew with no code tools. So we have stories being added all the time. So if you are looking for a specific use case, you can reach out directly to people who've done the exact same thing that you're looking to do, chances are. We offer things, we mentioned our expert network. We also offer the ability for people to actually post and host their own courses. So we will vet and check the best courses out there. This is a new function. So actually, Bram is the only one with his course listed on there right now. He's just recently launched No Code MVP. But if there's any good courses, any good no code courses on there, we will then verify them and add them to Makerpad. And one of the benefits of being a Makerpad Pro, you'll get exclusive discounts to all these courses as well as part of the deal for being on there, which is promised to always be the best deal for us. 2 seconds. So other things that we have on offer, if you are actually a no-code tool, then we offer a product called Company Spotlight. Yeah, question. Yeah, so if you're actually building a no-code tool, Company Spotlight has been like the preferred route for a lot of the most popular no-code tools. I'll just show you how they're listed here. Okay, so we have all of the verified tools. These are actually Makerpad customers. So Boundless, Card, Sheet to Site, Table to Site, Glide. We work closely with these products to either like feedback on their products, and we actually showcase a lot of their work. Also, we work with them to produce custom tutorials. Now that we're doing these live workshops, we'll be bringing them directly in every week to do these workshops directly for our pro members as well. And these will be deep dive like interviews and live builds of how to use the product. So what are the nuances, what you can and can't do with them, things like pricing, all that sort of nice stuff that if you wanted to play around with different tools, then those workshops are going to be really valuable. So we have obviously a lot of different products listed, and these all have their own pages, but the ones that are verified by us actually work closely with us to produce all the content and to get their tool in front of all of our members. So there's a lot of perks to be having it. You get your own unique page. and you can list all your content, your overview, all your links, your screenshots, tutorials, jobs, and any stories that are attached. So we get over 100,000 people browsing our tools every month. So it's proven to a couple recently, like Parabola or obviously .ai, two recent customers of Makerpad. They were just looking to get some initial users, and once they joined us, they saw an immediate uplift in people using their products, like views through to the website, questions being asked in their own personal channels. Everyone's posting tutorials and questions within the Slack about how to use it. So we get the most eyes on through your Makerpad page, and then they can obviously have their own tutorials published on their page also. So it's become probably the most valuable part of Makerpad for no-code tools, just having their page verified and having all their content on there. Yeah, so if you by any chance are working on a no-code tool or already have one, then this is the place you want to be. And if you want to have it, check out some of the customers' feedback is at the bottom here. Other things we do, we have an events page. This is like a list of all of our Makerpad events. So all of our workshops online are listed here. Our workshops, meetups around the world, New York, London. What else do we have? Courses by Bram, office hours. All of these are located on the events page. So you've got all the info and all the links about what to do. You can also host your own event on this page. So maybe you're organizing like a local meetup. You can host your own event on there. You can also join up to the expert network and become a teacher as well. So this is something we're kind of expanding into at the moment. So if you are kind of well versed in no code tools, we're always looking on the lookout for people to produce good content. So if you like producing tutorials, writing blogs, creating videos, just producing anything that's helpful, we're always interested in speaking to you about that. So if that's you, get in touch for sure. We also have a shop with our Makerpad swag deals, Makerpad Crew, which is our growing up referral program, and then the ability to like hire experts, etc. So that is like a rundown of all the things that are available for Makerpad and all the things that we offer. If we look at the pricing page, 2 seconds. First of all, let's just take a quick pause. Is there any questions as of some of the things that I've just run over? See a good question earlier. Do you still get a profile if you join on the startup package? On the business package? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you do. Ben, I think. Oh, Ben has actually jumped off. So yeah, pretty sure you get a startup. I'll double check with Ben. I don't know. Oh, he answered yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, you get a startup for everybody. Also, with the business package, you get multiple seats. So you'll be able to have your team all sitting within Slack and able to communicate like one-on-one with us or directly with any other Makerpad experts within the community. We've worked closely with a company called Bolt Travel recently, and they do like high-end trips, and they were basically hitting their cap on Squarespace. I think they had like 400 or 500 pages, and it was really slow, and they had like a really cumbersome process of adding new trips, adding new products, adding new information for their members. So we actually worked with them. They onboarded a number of people into our community. We found them the right person to rebuild their site and Webflow. I worked with them one-on-one on sorting out the automations for signups and products and everything. And now they're working at the capacity of multiple team members without having to invest tens of thousands in tech. I think we rebuilt their entire stack and automations in less than three or 4 weeks part-time. So they're happy with that. It's a good solution for companies who maybe don't want to hire a full-time developer, because most of it can be achieved with no code. So we're posting the actual case study on that soon. So pricing page, I think this is something that everyone might be interested in looking at. So we have like a variety of options for pricing. We historically only offered lifetime memberships or yearly memberships, but now recently we've just added the ability to pay monthly. And people have found this really useful because you may be just dipping your toes into no code and just want to have a whiz through some content and see what you can build up fairly quickly. You've got the ability to then pay for a monthly subscription, like annual or monthly. And then included in that is you've got a Makerpad profile. You can save your progress and the tools you use, access to all the tutorials and workshops, $3,000 in deals and tools. So if you're using, say, Airtable with your membership, you get, I think it is a couple of thousand in Airtable credits, and then you get discounts, over 50% discounts on multiple tools, and then access to the Slack community as well. For the standard, you get everything in basic plus like a hire me button on your profile, access to one of our boot camps, which is a week-long boot camp. It's going to be, let me just actually show you what that is, just so I don't think I covered it. Here we go. This is actually something which we're about to launch, and it's launching this week. First one is Foundations of No Code. So this is going to take you from knowing absolutely nothing to knowing enough to actually build and launch your own product, and that's going to be the goal of the week. We're actually going to take you from nothing. We're going to learn a bunch of tools. It's going to be Card, Airtable, Zapier, Typeform, MailChimp, and Glide. And basically, whatever you're going to want to build, we're going to help you through that entire process with live sessions, with projects, with quizzes, with Q&As, and that'll be every day for a week. And then by the end of that week, you're going to have your own mini project or business ready to go. Quick question, are the bootcamps mostly video? Roughly how many hours to complete one? Just pinning down exactly how long these are going to take, but it will be a few hours a day. In the evenings, it will start with an introduction, a build along project live. So it'll be a collaborative live stream, and then it'll be go away, build your own thing. So it's going to be like a project base for a couple of hours, and then we'll come back together. It will be a Q&A, and these things will change each day. We'll use a variety of different tools. We'll show you how to connect everything together. And then by the end of that Foundations course, you'll have a working product which you can actually post live. Then the building a side business project or business, this goes into like a bit of a more deeper dive. And then upskilling your career will be more focused on employees, potentially looking to add some like automation skills or being able to utilize no-code tools within your job to get more done. So we're putting these together at the moment. Foundations of No-Code is going to be the one that drops this Sunday, and it's going to start very soon also. So the live component is necessary to complete the bootcamp. Yeah, they will be live. That's how we plan to do it, just because we find that a lot of like in-person, small cohort-based learning has worked really well in terms of like completion rates. I think traditionally there's a tiny percent of courses, if they're just made available online, get actually completed. So we want to actually be present. Me, Ben, other Makerpad experts will be taking you through these boot camps and actually building them live. What time GMT will be the live component? We're going to post this all end of this week, so we'll be posting this on Twitter, on the website, but I need to confirm that, so expect that pretty soon. But yeah, those are the boot camps. They're going to have live classes and video replays. I will have to let you know about replays and whether you have to attend the live component or you have to attend a proportion of them. I'm not exactly 100% on that. Live one-on-one support. Yeah, Mark, this is part of the membership. So for your standard membership, this is included. You get access to one of the boot camps. So for the basic membership, you don't. This is the nice thing about having the standard membership. You get a one-on-one onboarding team, onboarding with an expert team. That'd be myself or most likely me or Ben. Access to pre-screen no coders as well. So if you're working on your project and you want to kind of reach out to anybody directly that are in the Makerpad community, you can do that with the standard. Is there any restrictions that requires erase one country to another on the end of the product? A little bit of mobile app. Callum, I'm not too sure. So that's a good question. I think you just have to have a look at your restrictions depending on where you are, because obviously I've got no idea based in the UK. I know that some of the mobile app builders allowed you to just publish directly to the App Store. Some of them you can just have downloaded as like a web app on your phone. So a lot of them vary, but I'm not going to check that out. It's a good question though. So yeah, this is the deal. So there's the basic and the standard, and then you can obviously pay monthly or annually. But I think I've got a lifetime membership. What about am I basic or standard? Mark, pretty sure if you've got a lifetime membership, you'll have access to the boot camp, but don't hold me to that. You have to check. I have to check with Ben because I should have found that out before coming on the live stream. But yeah, if you've got a lifetime pro membership, you're probably one of the lucky ones because they are no longer available. What's the cost for a startup account? So we basically got ourselves confused. The startup account is the Teams account. We're just in the process of changing over the URL. So the Teams account is a startup account. We just traditionally work with more like startup oriented businesses rather than enterprise. So, and the cost of the startup account is $3.99 per month, paid annually, and you get your multiple staff accounts, priority support with me and Ben, and access to all boot camps, team profile, and training. With boot camps, there should be times as possible to do more than one at a time. So the boot camps, they won't always be available. They'll just be happening at different times. They won't be happening at the same time. So we don't know how often we'll be running them. We might run one every few weeks and then rotate them. One every couple of weeks. We're not exactly too sure. The first boot camp will be the foundations of no code because each boot camp is a week long. Can you tell us a little bit you and your team to try and understand how you work with your bandwidth, time, users, projects? Yeah, so at the moment we are Ben, myself, David, who works in operations out in LA. We have Amy, who runs tutorial for us, and we have some other people who produce some content for us as well. But then we have our core Makerpad experts who we go to for like if we want to put them on any projects that require unique skills in say Webflow or Glide, we can put them in there. But what we focus on as a core team is creating educational content in tutorials, putting these boot camps together. We'll be running these boot camps as well, and then working directly one-on-one with our Makerpad team customers in implementing their solutions. The standard membership gets you like the one-on-one onboarding, so that's worked really well for people who are actually thinking about building their own idea out. They know what they want to build. They don't know how they want to build it. You can get us on the phone when you join, have a chat through. We'll give you all your options, all the tutorials to read, all the tutorials to watch, things to build, things to try, the nuances of each one. You basically just get like a nice, smooth introduction. But yeah, obviously, we can't do that for everybody, especially as getting more and more people come in every day. So hopefully that clears it up. but there's definitely value in each. It's just depending on your level of knowledge starting out and what you want to do, you can choose to do either. So here is probably some more information on the exact comparison of each. Oh, Philippe, yeah, so you should have the link to join the Slack channel in your onboarding email. If you don't, reach out to Ben directly. It's Ben at Makerpad, or reach out to him on Twitter if you don't get it. But yeah, you should have it. So these are exactly what you get with each membership: basic, standard, and teams. All pro tutorials, community access and deals on your basic membership. And then here's your standard onboarding, the boot camps, and then here's your teams as well. You get what access to all the workshop replays as a member. A lot of the free ones we put on free and live, like this one. If you're a member, we offer all the replays. So if you can't attend, you could sign up and then we can send you the replay. You get the user profiles, the hire me, and the submit posts to the feed. So what we're starting to see now is a lot of people who are actually looking for help with their projects. They're actually looking to hire people directly from Makerpad. So if you're a Makerpad member, you can prove that you've gone through the tutorials. You can have your certification assigned to your profile. You can basically showcase all your work. It's like it works well as like a mini portfolio site without having to build up traffic to your own website. The bootcamps, Foundation to No Code, Businesses Like Code, Upskilling Your Career. And here you go. Here's some of the bonuses that you get with membership as well. So access to deals including $2,000 of Airtable credit, 6 months free on Bubble, Hotjar mentioned, 12 months free on SendGrid, 30% off Phantom Buster, run $1,000 credit Mongolian, and more. So there's a ton of stuff that's available for a pro membership. And if you are building on any of those products, then you can probably save yourself a lot of money. Some frequently asked questions here. If you want to have a read into that, what is no code, why people join, what the limits are, and how long will Makerpad be around for. So, okay, is there anything I have missed or not explained properly or done just an outright bad job of explaining? This is the first Makerpad introduction webinar I've done, so let me know. Be critical if I've just whizzed over something and you wish I'd have gone into more depth. What is the web address of the travel agency build you just did? Okay, so it is called Bolt Travel. I think it is joinbolt.com. If you want to have a look at that. If you're asked what the first thing you do on Makerpad. So the first thing I would do, so everyone's got like a unique use. Everyone's got their own reason for wanting to build something like code. So I'll just remove the code aspect of that. Everyone's got their own reason for wanting to build something. So this could either be, you could either have like an existing business, which you'd rather not go away and pay a developer each time you want to change your website. There's no need at the moment. You can get a good handle on tech yourself. So there is now Webflow exists, which has made it really easy for people to build their own websites with a CMS attached. That's really useful. So I would start with the thing you want to build. I'd then go to the explore page. We're soon to have a get started page, which is going to serve the exact purpose, which is going to take you through what you should do straight away. It's going to give you some beginner level tutorials for a stack of tools which are easy to use. You're likely not to get stuck or annoyed. You can just kind of ease yourself into it. which are going to combine, say, a website, an email sign up, a little bit of automation with Zapier, using Airtable to store your data, and then sending out emails as well. So we'll have that getting started page soon. But what I would do, I'd go to the tools marketplace. I would have a look at what you think applies to you. So it could be content, it could be a CRM, it could be sales. You could be looking at a sales job and see how you can augment your position. You want to do something with e-commerce. Maybe you want to build like a mobile app. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to build a website and have a look at the websites. Say, okay, this sounds good. Dive into something like the Webflow page. Check out Webflow. Check out a few tutorials, maybe. You can open up a tutorial. Have a browse through some tutorials, see which ones are useful for you. Obviously, not all of them are going to be applicable for every use case. But yeah, just figure out like if it seems like a tool that's going to do exactly what you want to do. Watch a few tutorials, read a few stories, then maybe branch out into some different tutorials doing the same thing. So if you wanted to build a mobile app, I'd check out all the mobile app builders, see which ones best suit you, have a play around with them, sign up, make sure if there's a deal available for that account. Most of these have got free tiers to them. So you can likely sign up to the tool, work your way through it, try it out without actually spending any money, which is really useful. Then you can check out if there's a deal available and then work through some tutorials, create your Makerpad profile. This is actually a feature which we had released not so long ago, probably today, maybe. Let's say if I work through Adalo and Airtable, I work through this tutorial, watch the videos, follow the description, build my app, then you can actually go through and mark your tutorial as complete. Mark the tutorial as complete, and then this will be assigned to your profile. So you can, if you're spending like however much time going through the tutorials, you can actually add these to your profile that everyone can see that you've done it. And this is then going to feed into a stage where people can actually start working for Makerpad customers, potentially get the Makerpad certification, which is upcoming as well. It's something we're really excited about because we have like endless amounts of projects coming to us and asking us to build stuff for them. Question from Andrea. For the getting started page, will you explain the reason to use, say, WordPress versus Webflow? So the idea behind the getting started page is just going to get you started, because often you can kind of get tool paralysis. So what we've actually chosen to do, we've not chosen like multiple versions of the same to do the same thing. We've just gone, okay, what's the easiest way to get something built? And that is a product called Card, which we've chosen just because it's really easy to actually get something on screen and linked up and get that first win. So Card is actually included in our getting started. Webflow and WordPress. We don't include WordPress. Webflow we do a lot of work with, but it's more kind of intermediate level. But Card lets you get something up really quickly, really easily. So we're going to recommend you do some stuff with Card. We're going to have some basic tutorials surrounding Card. Then we're going to do some Airtable work, which is going to act as your database, how you store data. Yeah, exactly. So Card is really simple. So we're just going to present you with what is going to be the easiest route through actually getting something built and up there and connected and actually working like a product. And then because you don't really need to know the comparison between different tools, because you could spend all day comparing tools and actually end up not building anything, which is something which happens a lot. So we just want to make it as simple as possible, streamline everything. So if you're a beginner or intermediate or advanced level, you can then find the content relevant for you. So that getting started page will be really good. The boot camps will be great also. And then the idea of these live workshops is to do our comparison. So maybe we do a mobile app comparison where we compare 3 or 4 different mobile app builders. That'll be live like it is now. We'll do live builds where we compare the different features and then help anybody kind of discover exactly what the nuances to each one are. So hopefully that answers your question. So anything else that I've not explained properly? This is Makerpad Expert Network. This is, again, relatively new. If you are up to a stage where you actually want to start getting work from Makerpad, so maybe you join, you work through a bunch of tutorials, you find that you can build apps really easily with something like a Dallo or Glide, or you're really good at building out automations with Zapier or Integromat or Tray, or you're good at working with data, then you can actually start promoting yourself as a freelancer. We have freelancers, agencies, and courses. If you're a freelancer, you can have your profile. You have to apply for this. We have to jump through a couple of hoops, but once you are on this freelancers page, you can be hired directly through Makerpad, and people can submit projects to you, set a budget, set a timeline, set a project type. So we kind of close the loop on people being able to come into Makerpad on a membership, spend as much time in the Slack channel, ask as many questions as you want, use many tutorials, like do a boot camp, register those tutorials against your profile, showcase what tools you use, which is another good thing. Let me just show you. So on my profile, for instance, if someone wanted to know which tools I was good with, they can actually go in and say, okay, this is Tom uses obviously.ai, Zapier, Airtable, Webflow, Parabola, and Integromat. So if I want any automation doing, this is probably a good person to speak to. These are the tutorials he's completed. These are the tools he uses if you want to do it that way. Here's the overview. Here's his website. And then we're going to have a Hire Me button here, which is then going to take you to this page. Here's a price. Contact me. Yeah, so we're actually seeing a lot of work coming directly through there. So if you think no code is going to be suitable for you, and if it's something you like doing, then yeah, you can work all the way through Makerpad and then actually become a Makerpad expert. We're launching different accreditations soon as well, which you can add to your LinkedIn profile, post them out. We can actually send it out as part of the newsletter also. So yeah, I feel like it's a nice feature to have. So the accreditation, that is not launching quite yet. It's something we're working on to, yeah, so these are all going to go towards it. So it's going to be everything. So it's going to be tutorials completed. It's going to be, we'll obviously take in if you've completed some tutorials on different products, then it's going to be completing the boot camps. It'll be us speaking like directly to you with things like quizzes. To check base knowledge. It'll be proof of apps and projects that you've built. And then the accreditation, it'll be a very like different accreditations. This is the vision anyway, different accreditations depending on what skill stack or what tech stack you're good with. So maybe you are more like design focused, then we would look at like web design or web builders, potentially, or mobile app builders. If you are, say, no code like automation, then it will look at, again, like Zapier, Integromat, Clay. Then it will be other things also, like admin or databases or anything like that. So there's going to be different routes and different tracks, but it's going to be all no code related, and we might have like an overall generalist accreditation as well, which we get companies asking us for all the time. So hopefully that gives quite a nice introduction to Makerpad. There's a lot on there now. There's more in the Slack channel. There's new tutorials get published every single week. We have like 600 members in the Slack channel. We have a forum, and we have 9,000 people on the email list, which are getting converted into members every day. Now we're offering this channel and this path through for different things. So yeah, companies have asked for accreditation for their employees. Yep. So we've had people ask how can they like upskill their entire teams to make them more competent with no code tools. So that's been something they've had recently. Cool. I think when will the first live sessions be? They'll be found out on Sunday. So look out for that. I think we actually just need to confirm exact day and timing. So pretty much there. Give us till Sunday. Keep your eye out for it. But yeah, sooner than you think, probably. Within how many days of Sunday? Not immediately. So you have some warning, but I'll let you know. So it'll go out on the email list for sure. So if you are not signed up, but yeah, there will be like a time gap between us announcing it and them starting. So don't worry. Cool. So if there's not any more questions, we can wrap up there. Thanks for bearing with me. It was good to actually go through everything we offer. We've pushed out multiple new features like all of the expert network and the profiles and adding the tools and tutorials assigned to profile is all new. So Ben's been spending a lot of time on that. So they're all good features. We're seeing a lot more people spending a lot more time browsing through people's profiles and actually offering them projects. So that's been really useful. So hopefully we can now push some work back into the community and actually help. Well, I know we've already helped a lot of people earn a considerable amount through upskilling. So yeah, all is going well so far. But yeah, hopefully if you haven't joined up to Makerpad yet, we can see you inside the Slack channel soon. If you have any more questions with regards to what membership you should buy or any unique questions to you, like do we have tutorials on like a certain product or do we plan to offer a certain service, make sure you reach out. We'll happily answer any questions. You can get me directly on Twitter at Tom Osman or at Ben Tossell. We'll answer anything. We're usually pretty responsive. I'm just waiting for any last questions to come in. Cool. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Hopefully that covered a lot of bases, but yeah, speak to you soon and make sure you reach out with any more questions. We will be, if you are on the email list as well, we'll be keeping everyone updated on new workshops coming out each week. We have 2 every week, same time, 4 p.m. GMT on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Combination of ones like this, introductions, maybe tool overviews, combined with pro ones, which are the live spotlight, live build alongs with tools. And next week we have obviously.ai, which is the first no code machine learning platform available. And they're doing some pretty wild stuff. So if you join before then, you get to experience that next week. So thank you very much again, and hopefully see you all soon. Bye-bye.